Well, good morning, everybody. It is 5:50 a.m. and I am about to leave the house, headed down to LA for FUBCON 2023. I'm going to be vlogging the whole trip, showing you everything that I'm doing, all of the vendors I get to see, and hopefully some of the speakers, and sharing with you guys what I learned. So hope you like it, enjoy the video, subscribe, like it, and check it out. Hey, good morning, everyone. It is day 2 here at FUBCON 2023. It is about 5:45 in the morning. I just woke up, took a shower, getting ready to go hit the gym here at the hotel. Didn't end up staying up late, just kind of hung out and ate dinner at the restaurant here at the called Sendero. It was bomb. Hope you saw. I'll show you some of the video on that if you haven't seen it yet. But yesterday was awesome. Tom Ferry kicked off the event. Really motivating, kind of letting us know what's coming in the market. We heard from a bunch of speakers that really talked about kind of what's happening in the market right now. My biggest takeaways so far have been from the kind of top producer panel. There was the CEO of Robert Slack was on the panel, and I believe his name is Dan. And he talked about how last year they had 3 lead sources for their team, and they're the #1 team in the United States. They have almost 700 agents that are doing $2 billion in revenue each year, which is insane. And they only had 3 lead sources last year. He said this year they have 15, and they've cut their marketing budget from $1.5 million a month to about $775,000 per month. Now, what they said they've done is they've really started implementing and using the referral-based lead sources because they don't have to pay for them until they close. Even though the referral fees are relatively high, we all know that, and they're a pain to work with, he said they gotta have them right now to get through. With a company their size, you know, even a small percentage of increase is a huge amount of money for them. So that's something that I took away. I actually got to talk to him in line for the elevator and on the elevator right up to the rooms, and I asked him a little bit about it, and he was kind of telling me how they do it, and it really shed some light on it for me because I've tried them before also, and I haven't really had any luck. But now I have a new perspective on it, so that's been a real key takeaway for me. Also, what AI is doing right now. So at the very last speaker yesterday kind of briefly touched it. I guess today they're going to go in depth on what they're actually using AI in real estate for. But he was showing all the different apps and all the different AIs that he's using for basically creating. So making content for digital marketing, and it was insane. It takes away all of the work. You can output 10 times as much as you could doing it on yourself. What would have taken you 14 hours of editing can now be done in 14 seconds. So, and better than you could have done it. So I'm excited to learn more about that. I'm gonna be digging into all those apps and really starting to utilize them to just start pumping out content. That's my plan, right? Implementation is always the where everyone fails after these things. So we get pumped up, we get a lot of ideas, and then we don't do anything with them. So my goal is to take 1-2 things probably. We'll see what we have to what they have to offer today, and bring them back to my team and start implementing them and hopefully reaping the rewards. So I'm gonna go hit the gym, and I'll show you guys what today looks like. Check it out. Just got back from the gym. I was not able to record in there, unfortunately, but I had a really good workout. I'm really glad that I went down there and did it because I feel amazing right now. I don't usually hit the hotel gyms when I go and travel for work or whatever, for whatever reason. Even though I always bring my stuff and I plan on doing it, I end up just not doing it for some reason. So I'm pretty happy that I did. Got a little bit of a full body workout in. They didn't have a lot of equipment, but they had some dumbbells. They had a cable machine. They had a row machine, and chest press and shoulder press machine. So I hit a little bit of kind of everything, not real heavy, just, you know, get the blood flowing, get a little bit of a pump before the conference starts today. So I'm back here at the room, and I'm just gonna show you a little bit of what I did yesterday. So I actually forgot all of my bathroom stuff, and I forgot my laptop as well. So I had to go to the store yesterday. I can't believe I did that. I had to go to the store yesterday and buy all my toiletry. So deodorant, a toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, some stuff for my hair so it's not all crazy all day. And then I also bought some snacks. So that's what I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what my fridge looks like. I'll show you what I picked up. I had to walk a few blocks over on Figueroa. There is a like shopping center with a food court. I actually ended up eating at Sbarro there yesterday too. I had a little pizza roll. So this is what Ryan Dobbs puts in his hotel fridge in case he gets hungry but doesn't want to go spend any money. He just comes up to his room and eats. So pizza Lunchables. As you can tell, I love pizza. So the pizza Lunchables, been eating these since I was a kid. Even though I haven't been drinking Red Bulls anymore, I've recently kind of started again. So I picked up a couple sugar-free Red Bulls. And then, so I can get my protein in just in case if I'm lacking for the day, my P3 snacks, so the little protein packs. These are ham, Colby Jack cheese, and cashews. 160 calories. How much protein's in here? 11 grams of protein, not bad. So I got a couple of those. Just quick little snacks in case I get hungry. And, oh, can't forget my carbs. The green Sun Chips, my favorite Sun Chips for sure. So I'm gonna go down to the lobby, check out the restaurant downstairs, get some breakfast, come back up, and change, get ready for the conference. My first meeting is at 9 today, I believe, 8:30 or 9. I think they open up around 7:30. Might walk around the exhibits and talk to some people. There's a couple exhibitors here that I really want to speak to. Before that, check out this view though. This is the view from my room. So that is downtown LA. Right back over there. I know you guys can't see it, but that's the Hollywood sign. So I can see the Hollywood sign from here. So a couple exhibitors I'm gonna talk to. One, I went to a deep dive session where they kind of go deeper into a follow-up boss system or company. So I forget what the name was. It's a company that integrates all your systems together though. So they use Follow Up Boss as the hub of your business, which, you know, your CRM, it definitely should be. And then we have all these outside systems for transaction management, for finances, for our compelling scoreboards. What else do we have? Our dialers. We have all these and all the lead generation platforms that we have. All the Google PPC, Google LSA, the Referral Exchange, Homelight, all the lead sources that we have. We got to get all of that information into one place so we're not working in a bunch of different systems. It makes it much easier. You're a lot more organized, and things don't fall through the cracks when you do that. So there's companies, I mean, that's a big task. Like, it is not easy to get all of these different companies, websites, and systems to talk to each other back and forth and exchange data into the site. It's very difficult. It's like a very big problem in the real estate industry that a lot of companies have been trying to solve, and there are a few out there that I think have done so, or at least they're pretty good at it. So there's a company here, actually I think there's like two at least that I'm going to talk to about that, and getting our entire, basically our tech stack all working together, and so that we can offer a full tech stack really and technology package to our agents to make their life much easier, make their jobs much easier, their conversion at a higher rate, and be able to train them on it. And so I'm gonna go talk to some of those guys. That's basically my main takeaway that I was looking for. Oh, and lead conversion. There's a couple companies here that specialize in like action plans, drip campaigns, the lead conversion process. So talk to some of them. But yeah, guys, it is the early morning of day 2. So stay tuned. I hope you're enjoying the videos and keep watching. As today was supposed to be the last day of FUBCON 2023 in Los Angeles, and I am actually at home, at my home office. I ended up leaving the conference a little bit early, so I went to day 1 and day 2, and then after day 2 I ended up leaving the hotel a little early. I came home. I had actually left my laptop at home, so I wasn't able to work while I was down there. Plus I was getting a little homesick. You know, I have a baby, my wife's pregnant with our second, and I like being at home with them, so got a little homesick, so I went ahead and took off. I figured I had got enough gold nuggets and enough information that it was still a very successful trip for me, and I learned a lot, and so almost too much, right? And so I had taken lots of notes, and so I decided to come home. But in this, at the end of this video right now, I want to go over those gold nuggets that I was able to get from the conference and share them with you, and maybe you were at the conference or maybe you missed it. Some of the things that stood out to me, though, here's my my key takeaways. And every time I go to a conference, I always take lots of notes. And I will, talk to people that I meet there about different things. I always go in with an objective of like what I think I want to learn, like what I want to take away from the conference, and then there's always more on top of that, which I think is, especially big conferences like these, where there are a lot of really, really high producers. I mean, the #1 teams in the United States and Canada, all the states, a lot of them are there, and so hearing what those guys are doing, seeing what's possible is really motivating. So, to go over though some of those key nuggets, one of the big themes of this year was AI. So that's a real big buzzword right now, and there are a ton of AI apps or tools that are basically coming out every single day, and a lot of people are worried about that. They're afraid that AI and machines or robots, they're going to get replaced, they're going to lose their job. And Jason Pantana, one of the things that he said during his talk was that AI is not going to replace you, but the agent using it might. So that was very powerful for me, because I feel like I'm a pretty tech savvy person. I've kind of hopped on, started, I guess, the AI journey of kind of seeing what it can do and experimenting a little bit with it, like ChatGTP and Opus Pro with, video, like basically content creation, but I was not even beginning to scratch the surface of what it can do and all of the different tools that were out there. So I have my notes in front of me, but basically the very first speaker was Tom Ferry, and he just talked about the need for a strategy for AI. What is your strategy for implementing AI in your business? What are the tools available? Which ones are you going to pick, and which ones are you going to use? It's extremely important that we have some sort of strategy for using it. We do not want to just not adopt it or think, oh, it's just going to come and go. It's a big tool, and it's here to stay, and it's extremely important that we learn how to use it, or, like I said, the agent who does adopt it might be the one to replace you. One of the other things Tom said was that teams are going to need to be either very, very small and lean and extremely profitable, typically having the owner still in production as a rainmaker, or they're going to need to become uncomfortably large in order to survive the market that's coming. The teams in the middle, which I kind of consider myself right now, with a team of about 15 agents, maybe 16 now, and about 5 or 6 people on the ops team, I'm sort of in that mid-range. And he said that those teams in the middle are going to go away. So they're either going to get swallowed up by the big teams, or they're going to, die on the vine. So Another one of the speakers, Chris Lindahl, he's got a real big team. He talked about tracking your profitability, and he's a real big advertiser, sort of like I am, and my mentor, like lots of mass media stuff like that. And then tracking profitability not on just your lead sources, but also on your people. I've sort of already knew this and do this to an extent, but not even close to what these big guys that have these teams, these number one teams, not even close to what they're doing. So that's something that I'm going to implement. There was a panel with some of the biggest producers, the number one team in the U.S. with Robert Slack, Dan, their CEO, was on the panel. I forget all these guys' names. Number one team in Sacramento. The number one Remax team in the world, the number one Remax team in Canada, I think that was Harv's team. Those guys were all up on a panel talking about how they are making changes to deal with the current market conditions. And one thing, they said a few things that stood out to me. They're all getting really, really lean. So a lot of them have cut back, minus one of them, has cut back on their lead generation. So, I mean, they're spending $1 million, $500,000 a month on lead generation, and they've cut that in half. Some of them even turned it off completely. They say that they now have the time to mine their databases. Mind you, they have hundreds of thousands of, maybe even millions of people in their database. They're going back and finding the deals that are in there. And that's how they're able to keep closing transactions and even grow. And so more leads, they say, doesn't necessarily mean more closings. They're getting very lean. They're going back into their databases. The best seller leads right now are people who want to buy. So Barry Jenkins was talking about that during his session. His lack of seller leads in his market, what they're finding is they're going back into their database and they're asking a few key questions of their buyers, not just do you have a home to sell. They're taking it a little further than that, and they're getting a response rate. I think it was like 37% of the people who said no, they don't have a home to sell, responded with that they would need to sell their home in order to buy the next one. So that was a crazy little breakthrough, something that we were going to implement. Let's see, what else? Right now is the time to lead from the front, which is something that I've been starting to try to do myself. Coming down sort of from, the 30,000 foot view and getting back into the trenches with the agents, showing them how it's done, showing them what a badass agent has to do in order to not just survive, but grow their business in a market like this. And it starts with making phone calls, prospecting, calling expireds, calling FSBOs, canceled, your buyer leads, recruiting, jumping back into that. And so dedicating some time to actually sit next to the agents and do the work with them and show them that not only can you, but you are willing to outwork them, and leading in a way that's going to get them to follow. Like, this is what it takes, guys. Come on now. Follow me. Let's do this. And, pump them up. Let's go. That way they can listen to you and, greatly improve your skills. That's one of the best ways I have ever found to train someone, is just let them shadow you for a very long time. But that's a huge thing that those big guys are talking about right now, is leading from the front. What else? Dynamic retargeting. That's another that's another topic that came up a lot because lead costs has gone up so high. So getting the people that come to our website through the marketing that we're doing, getting them to return back to our website, back into our ecosystem, so that we can convert those leads when they might not have converted the first time, which is going to keep our cost per lead down. So dynamic retargeting is extremely important, and that kind of they kind of segue AI into that. Something that Ylopo is going to be doing. They're coming out with AI Squared in about 3 weeks, which is like a deep dynamic remarketing prospecting tool, which is mind-blowing. I'm sure you'll hear about it But basically, AI, call center, text, email, updating the notes, updating the action plans, updating the listing alerts, the homes that they're searching. AI just completely handling that on every single lead that comes through. It was mind-blowing. It was almost too good to be true, some of the stuff that they were talking about. But I did sign up today. And so it's not yet ready, but I'm on the wait list, so I will let you guys know how that goes once it finally does get released. I'm extremely excited about it. All right, CEO Lab Coat Agents. Like I said, I'm horrible with names. I kind of just like scribbled my notes, and I can tell that I was writing real fast because I spell half the words wrong, and I consider myself a good speller. But prospecting in 2024, what does it look like? So the HOP method, H-O-P. So we got to be hitting people at home, we got to be hitting people online, and we got to be hitting people in person, right? So H-O-P. The H, handwritten notes, handwritten letters, postcards. I think the statistic, what was it? 99.5%. Almost everybody opens handwritten mail. Next is the O, online. So they use a method called LCM, like, comment, message. So this has to do with social media. So you like their post, you comment on something, and then you send them a direct message. And I'm going to take that one step further with what, oh goodness, I forget what his name was. He was talking about how you should be communicating with everyone through video. It increases conversion 70% when they can see your eyes. So like, comment, direct message, 98% of people respond to direct message, and over half of those people will go look at your profile and see what you've been doing. So connecting with your database, connecting with your past clients, or as I'm going to call them now, just clients. We're going to remove that past because they're still our clients. And then also your sphere, so your friends and your family. This method is going to work great for that. One big thing, and I think this goes without saying, but a lot of people know this. You know, when you buy, what happens in a down market? More people become rich in a down market than they do in a good market, right? So what you invest in when the market is down is going to pay back dividends and grow exponentially when the market comes back. And right now, we are in a down market. But what every single one of the, top producers, the panelists, what everyone agreed on, and this was one of the big things, is that we will never experience an opportunity in the market like we have right now to be able to grow and take massive market share. Yes, it sucks right now, but we need to be investing in our businesses. We need to be doubling down on the things that work, getting really lean on the things that we can cut. That way, when the market does finally start to come back, and it will, our businesses are going to explode. And we will reap massive rewards if we're willing to put the work, put the time, and put the money into the things that are working now. So huge, it's motivating. It's kind of helps with the way things have been in the market just being so bad right now. But just to know, it's almost like the light at the end of the tunnel, that if I keep doing what I'm doing and we get better at it and we keep getting better at it, that when things turn around, basically all your dreams are going to come true, is what I feel like. Let's see, what else? Oh, onboarding agents. So we need to re-onboard our teams right now. A lot of the agents, especially on my team, are newer in the business. That's sort of with as much recruiting as we do in getting people actually licensed. They learned how to do real estate in a completely different market a few years ago. So they learned how to, write 50 offers to get one accepted, and just show houses, and everybody's a buyer and everybody's a seller, and business is transacted very quickly, where now the sales cycle has become much longer because of the high rates. Things move much slower. Homes do not sell as fast. Buyers do not buy as fast. So it takes much longer. And so we have to re-onboard our team members, and we don't need to call it that, but we can call it sales excellence training is what we're probably going to do. And bring people back up to speed on the basics. One of the big things that Dan at Robert Slack mentioned was like they need to know the DNA of the lead, right? How do we get the lead? How does the lead work? How does it come into our system? How does it get handed off? And how do we talk to those leads? How do we use the tools? We kind of have the time to do those things right now and dive into those things. So it's important that we take advantage of the opportunity that we have. Next is, and this one is very important. Sometimes I'm probably really bad at this, but we need to focus on what the agents want, not what I want to give them. Right? They may not. When I think of what I want, I think of I want freedom. I want money. I want the ability to do what I want with who I want, where I want, when I want, for as long as I want. Like all the things they say freedom is, right? And financial stability. Like not everybody wants the same thing though. Like not everyone is going to want all of that maybe. And so I need to focus more on what the agent wants versus what I think they should want, or what I think they want, or what I want to give them. And it doesn't matter how many houses they sell. The big thing should be, are they hitting their personal goals? Like they choose to partner with my company. Their business partners with my business because they have goals that they want to hit. And as the leader and as the person sort of, I guess, leading the way and kind of helping them hit their goals, that's what they really want. They don't give a shit how many houses they sell. They want to hit their goals, whatever that is. And so I think I've been probably pretty bad at that. I always tend to focus on the numbers and the KPIs. How many houses are you selling? What do you need to do to sell more houses? And I always correlate that to the goal. We do goal setting every single year, and then we reverse engineer how many houses is it going to take? What are the levers that you need to pull? But then I focus too much on the levers, where I should be focusing on the goal, right? Like, why do you buy a drill? You buy a drill to get a hole, right? The outcome that you want is the hole. You don't want the drill. And I'm, focused on the drill, right? Like here's this awesome drill. Like I'm focused on the process, right? Like, what's it going to take to get the hole versus like really just focusing and making sure that they're getting what they want. Next, and one of the final key takeaways, more of a tactical item, is on lead conversion. This was the big nugget that I sort of went into this conference hoping to find, and not to say that I didn't know close to the answer, but I wanted to find a better way. I wanted to find a better answer, and it was how to convert at a much higher rate on, let's say, like your online leads or referral-based leads or any type of leads, really. And it was one of the things that Cheplak looked at and a lot of these big teams were talking about was the average contact attempts per lead and how many that should be. And when you're looking at your leads with your agents on like, why aren't you closing deals, or why aren't you setting appointments? What's the average number of times that you're trying to contact a person, right? Is it 2, 3 times and then you stop, right? It should be, and this is what some of these guys do. I think it was Justin Harv's team. They said he was the master at it, and he's got a guy that, closes 40% of his leads, takes 100 and does 40 deals, and his average was 40 attempts per lead. On his team, it was 26 attempts per lead before it goes into some sort of pond or some sort of conversion system. So those are the big key takeaways. I love going to conferences like these. They motivate me. They keep me going. They're very helpful to my business. And if you've never been, this was my first time at FUBCON. If you've never been to a conference or you've never been to FUBCON, I highly suggest you check it out. I went on just the general admission ticket. They have a VIP option, which would have been much cooler. You get more access to, you know, the big guys. You get to sit on a couch instead of at a table. You get to have free meals. Well, not free, you're paying for it, but you get to eat meals with everybody there instead of, you know, walking around downtown LA hoping you don't get jumped by a homeless person. But I did get some amazing street tacos out of that walk, so it wasn't all bad. But yeah, guys, so before I keep rambling, that is the video. If you like this video, if you found any sort of value, or you have any questions about what I learned and you want to go deeper, I would love to talk more about this stuff, believe me. I can talk about this all day. Hit me up, send me a comment on it, or send me a message on social. Like and subscribe to the video, guys. Really want to grow the channel, and so I appreciate you watching it. And until next time, guys, I'll catch y'all later.